You have believed things you never examined. You have repeated ideas you never tested. You have felt certain without knowing why. And that doesn't make you careless. It makes you human, inside a system you were never taught to see. Today, I am going to show you the hidden code that decides what millions of people believe before they believe it. Trends don't feel like trends when you are inside them. They feel like common sense. Suddenly, a stock becomes obvious. A phrase becomes normal. A belief becomes everyone knows. But here is the uncomfortable part. Most of the time, what feels like your own conclusion is actually the final echo of thousands of invisible signals that reached you first. You are not weak, you are patterned. And today, we decode the pattern. Before a trend feels obvious, there is usually a quiet moment of hesitation. You notice something appearing more often than before, a phrase, an opinion, a stock. At first, you don't adopt it, you simply register it. Then you notice who is repeating it. Not everyone, but people who seem confident, people who appear informed. And slowly, without deciding anything, your mind begins to mark it as relevant. This is the moment most people mistake for thinking, when it is actually social scanning. You are not choosing yet, you are watching others choose for you. This code is not about ideas, it's about how ideas travel. Social scientists call this an information cascade. When people feel uncertain, they stop evaluating independently. They begin using other people as signals, not as proof, as direction. One visible action becomes a cue, two becomes a suggestion, three becomes maybe, and then suddenly it becomes everyone. Belief doesn't move through logic first, it moves through visibility. This is why you can hear an idea once and forget it, but hear it repeated through different people, different screens, and different contexts, and slowly begin to feel that it must be true. Your mind is not measuring accuracy, it is measuring social density. When many independent looking sources point in the same direction, the brain translates that into safety, not evidence. Visibility becomes certainty long before proof ever appears. Sociologist Mark Granovetter modeled this pattern with mathematical clarity. Each person has a threshold, the number of people they need to see adopting something before they feel safe joining. Some have a threshold of 0, they act alone. Some need to see 3, some need 8, some need 10. A trend ignites when visible participation crosses the average threshold of the group. This is the moment the switch flips. What makes this process difficult to notice is that it never feels like pressure. No one is forcing you, no one is persuading you. The brain experiences following as reasoning. When enough people appear aligned, your mind stops asking, is this true? And starts asking, why would so many people be wrong? That question feels intelligent. It feels cautious. But it is actually the moment your threshold has been crossed. Influence rarely announces itself. It arrives disguised as common sense. This code is neutral. It has raised money for strangers and it has crashed economies. But today, algorithms have changed its power. Your feeds are not neutral mirrors, they are threshold hacking machines. They show you what others are already doing, instantly crossing your personal safety threshold. Every scroll you take is quietly shaping your sense of what is normal. Not because the content is persuasive, but because repetition creates familiarity and familiarity creates comfort. Over time, comfort begins to feel like truth, and truth begins to feel like your own idea. This is how invisible influence works. It doesn't convince you, it arrives already accepted. The crowd is no longer forming naturally, it is being accelerated. In early 2021, GameStop was a failing video game retailer. Then a few online users began posting screenshots of gains, not arguments, not logic, visibility. Those posts crossed the threshold of thousands, then millions. The stock exploded. What looked like rebellion was actually a perfect cascade. Uncertainty about fairness met visible proof of profit. The switch flipped. When people never learn to see these patterns, nothing dramatic happens. There is no crisis. Instead, life slowly drifts. Beliefs are adopted without examination. Habits form without intention. Opinions harden without reflection. Over time, people stop asking why they want what they want or believe what they believe. Not because they are careless, but because the system is efficient. The cost of not seeing the pattern is not harm, it is unconscious living. Once you understand this code, something changes. You stop asking, is this popular? And start asking, what uncertainty is this solving? Step 1. Diagnose the cascade. What hidden discomfort is this trend answering? Step 2. Map your role. Do you usually ignite, amplify, or stabilize? Step 3. Use small signals. Change does not require force, it requires visible cues. One small signal can rewire an entire pattern. Patterns do not need your agreement to shape you, they only need your attention. Attention is the real currency of the modern world. Not money, not data, not clicks. Wherever your attention rests repeatedly, your sense of normal quietly follows. And once something feels normal, it rarely feels optional. There is a moment when something stops feeling new and suddenly feels normal. In the comments, share one belief, habit, or trend that quietly took over your world and what you think it was solving at the time. Read a few of the comments. You will start seeing the same hidden code repeating in different lives. And next week, we decode another one.